prohibited, so please refrain from doing so. This is ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem will be played by the police band.
नमस्कार। मेरा संस्थान के कुल सचिव जी से ये नम्र निवेदन है कि वे इस दीक्षांत समारोह 2017 का अनावरण करें।
I declare the Convocation 2017 of the Indian Institute of Science open.
Thank you, sir. I now request the Dean, Faculty of Engineering, to deliver the welcome address.
Respected President of India and the Visitor of the Indian Institute of Science, Shri Pranab Mukherjee ji, Honorable Governor of Karnataka, Shri Vajubhai Rudabai Walaji, Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri Siddaramaiah ji, Professor C.N.R. Rao, the former Director of the Indian Institute of Science, Professor P. Ram Rao, Chairman of the Council of the Indian Institute of Science, Director Professor Anurag Kumar, Dean UG, Registrar of our Institute, members of the Council, members of the called, Professor P. Balram, former Director, and Professor G. Padmanabhan, former Director of this Indian Institute of Science, members of the Senate, the students who are receiving various degrees today, proud parents of students who have come from different parts of our country, faculty and staff of our institute, invitees, members of the media, and the Honorable Minister, Mr. George, and the Chief Secretary of the State, Mr. Subhash Kuntiya. Hearty welcome to one and all of you. Our respected President has been providing great impetus to the quality and excellence in higher education and research in India. We are deeply indebted to him. We are extremely happy to welcome you, sir, to our convocation. I feel privileged to welcome our guest of honor, Governor of Karnataka, respected Shri Vajubhai ji, for today's function. Ever since he has taken over as a Governor of Karnataka, he has taken several governance measures in strengthening the higher education in the state of Karnataka. Our Honorable Chief Minister is a distinguished alumnus of the IISc College in the city of Mysore. IISc College was founded by the illustrious Maharaja of Mysore, Sri Krishnaraja Vadiyar. On the occasion like this, we gratefully recall that Sri Krishnaraja Vadiyar played a key role in the founding of our institute. It is my privilege to welcome Honorable Chief Minister Sri Siddaramaiah ji to our convocation. I feel very good to welcome Chairman of the Council and Professor P. Ramarao, members of the Council, Court, Senate, the students and their proud parents, faculty and the staff of our institute, invitees and members of the media. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our director to present a bouquet and a memento to the chief guest, the Honorable President of India. To the guest of honor, the Honorable Governor of Karnataka. And to the guest of honor, the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka.
धन्यवाद निदेशक महोदय जी। मैं संस्थान के निदेशक महोदय जी से ये प्रार्थना करूंगी कि वो इस सभा को संबोधित करें।
Honorable President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee ji, Honorable Governor of Karnataka, Shri Vajubhai Vala ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri Siddaramaiah ji, Chairman of the Council, members of the Council and the Court, Deans, Deputy Directors, Divisional Chairs, Faculty of IISc, Registrar, officers and staff of the administration, graduating students, families and friends, welcome again to the Convocation of Indian Institute of Science, the #1 institution of higher education in the country. Established in 1909, IISc is an institution of higher education and research, established to train students in rigorous scientific research. Today, IISc has 40 departments and centers covering most branches of science and engineering, 435 academic faculty, 4,000 students, of which about 2,500 are doing their PhDs, and 2,000 publications coming out per year. Today, IISc celebrates the graduating batch of 2017. During this academic year, the Institute has conferred 96 undergraduate degrees, 334 master's degrees in the engineering faculty, and 309 PhDs. At the outset, I wish to congratulate all the students who have graduated. My special compliments to the winners of the medals and awards. Your achievement is a reflection of your dedication, perseverance, and pursuit of excellence. We've often heard it said that it's hard to get into IISc and even harder to get out. I'll take the second part of that saying to refer to the high levels of academic performance that are expected of the students who enter IISc's academic programs. I'm sure it was not easy to compete with some of the best in the country. The graduating students have completed, graduating PhDs have completed their PhDs under demanding expectations of our accomplished research faculty. You've experienced the lows of an experiment not working or of a hypothesis failing, and the highs of discovery. By this process, your resilience and confidence has grown, and you've become ready to strike out on your own as independent young researchers. 6 years back, IISc introduced for the first time an undergraduate program, which admits students right after completing school. This unique interdisciplinary program has been designed to train undergraduates in the crucible of research laboratories in IISc. The students take courses in science, engineering, humanities, and can graduate with innovative combination of majors and minors. My congratulations to the students of the third undergraduate batch who are graduating today, and also of the second BSc Research plus MSc batch. I must congratulate also the proud parents and the families of the young students who are graduating. Your unfailing encouragement and love has no doubt played an important role in the success of these young persons. I'm sure that this is an occasion of great pride and satisfaction for all the parents and families of the graduating students. Your support has made it possible for them, for these young men and women. You are graduating from the #1 institution of higher education in India, as per the official rankings of MHRD that came out this year. We would like the graduating students to live up to the high reputation that the institute enjoys. Alumni of this institute have gone on to become leaders in their fields in India and abroad. Many have risen to the top of their professions, and many have shaped and led major institutions in India and abroad. More than the educational qualifications that you have gained at IISc, just like those who went before you, we expect that you will become leaders in the scientific and educational fields nationally and internationally. We expect that you will lead by personal example with self-confidence, belief in purpose, and responsibility. We expect that those whom you work with will look up to you for your integrity, character, and professional competence. With this, I wish all of you the very best in all your endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka to address the audience.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Sri Pranab Mukherjee ji, Honorable President of India, Sri Vajubai Rudabai Walaji, Honorable Governor of Karnataka, Sri Anurag Kumar, Director, Indian Institute of Science, distinguished invitees, faculty members, and students of the Indian Institute of Science, media friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and privilege to be a part of this convocation, and I would like to use the opportunity to talk about a couple of things that are dear to my heart. The first has to do with teaching and teachers. One of the biggest challenges that our education system is facing today is the paucity of good teachers. But you must first ask, who is a good teacher? Is he or she the one who passes on every conceivable bit of information and ideas to the students? Surely not, for then there should be no difference between a teacher and a computer. A good teacher is one who realizes the enormous responsibility of shaping the life of students, and not merely intellectually. The teacher is one who will help his or her students learn how to think and also shape their belief system. After all, beliefs lead to action. Only this can bring about a radical change in society that we so badly need. But being a good teacher is not easy. Students being irresponsible need to be nurtured with care and affection, and a good teacher is one who has enormous patience, courage, and integrity. Teaching, I believe, is a most important profession, but it does not attract the kind of respect it deserves. My plea to the Institute and the academic community is to think of ways to make the student-teacher relationship more meaningful and more sacred in these times, and also find ways of making the profession more attractive to ensure that we do not lose good teachers to other professions. This is surely a challenge worthy of serious thought and reflection. I would now like to say a few words to the students who are graduating today. You have spent the last few years in this temple of knowledge, learning complex concepts and skills in science and engineering, and have come out with flying colors. I wish to congratulate you on this remarkable achievement. You should be proud of yourselves. But today is also the day when you make your way into the real world. And as you do, I request you to take a pledge. Whatever you do in life, in your own small way, I urge you to work towards making the world a better place. We confront many challenges today, both global and local: poverty, climate change, disease, to name a few. It is up to you, my young friends, to be soldiers on the front lines of these battles. These are battles that we cannot afford to lose. I believe that the tools of science will be crucial as we combat these threats. However, science alone cannot address these problems. You will need to more than just scientists and engineers. You will also need to be humanitarians. So how do you become one? As you step out of the hallowed walls of this institute and embark on the journey of life, you will have to make several decisions. You will find yourself on a road that will fork time and again, and when it does, choose wisely. Choose the path paved with values like compassion and cooperation. Choose the path of humanity. You will soon discover that this path will not be an easy one to tread on, because, as Robert Frost reminded us, this is the road less traveled. But if you do chart this course, I assure you that your life will have become richer and more meaningful, and the world a better place. Thank you all. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
धन्यवाद मुख्यमंत्री महोदय जी। आगे बढ़ते हुए मैं कर्नाटका के माननीय राज्यपाल जी से ये निवेदन करती हूं कि वे इस समारोह में अभिभाषण दें।
इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस के कॉन्वोकेशन समारंभ में उपस्थित भारत के माननीय राष्ट्रपति आदरणीय श्री प्रणव मुखर्जी, कर्नाटक के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री सिद्धरामैया जी, IISc के डायरेक्टर श्री अनुराग कुमार जी, IISc के डीन आदरणीय श्री सुरप्पा जी, आदरणीय श्री राजराजन जी, अंजलि करंदे जी, देवियों, सज्जनों और सब स्टूडेंट, सबसे पहले जिन्हीं लोगों ने साइंस में अच्छे मार्क लेकर और गोल्ड मेडल भी प्राप्त करे हुए सभी विद्यार्थियों को मेरी ओर से, आप सबकी ओर से और कर्नाटक की प्रजा की ओर से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं, बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन है। मित्रों, आप सबने अच्छे प्रयत्न करके विज्ञान में उत्तीर्ण हुए हैं। आज देश को सबसे ज्यादा कोई जो चीज की जरूरत है तो वो विज्ञान की है। हम कहेंगे विज्ञान उसका अभ्यास करने के बाद अपना आजीविका का एक मार्ग है वो नहीं सोचना चाहिए। विज्ञान वही विषय है कि हम राष्ट्र के लिए क्या नया संशोधन कर पाते हैं। मित्रों, इस देश में इंटेलिजेंसी काफी है, मगर आज तक जो उसको अच्छी तरह से अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलना चाहिए वो अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिलती, क्योंकि देश की आर्थिक परिस्थिति की वजह से विज्ञान क्षेत्र में जितने पैसे लगाना चाहिए ऐसे हम लगाने में सक्षम नहीं थे। मगर मैं कहूंगा, जिस तरह लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जी ने ये स्लोगन दिया था, जय जवान जय किसान, और आज ये स्लोगन आगे बढ़ रहा है, जय जवान जय किसान और जय विज्ञान। जो विज्ञान में हम आगे होंगे तो हम सारे विश्व में अपने पांव पर खड़े रह सकते हैं। छोटा छोटा राष्ट्र देखो, आज इजराइल है, कितना छोटा है, तो भी वो वैज्ञानिक क्षेत्र में क्या क्या संशोधन करता है। भारत को आर्म्स सप्लाई करने में जिस तरह से रशिया और अमेरिका है, उसी तरह इजराइल भी छोटे राष्ट्र होकर वो अपन को सब लड़ाई के साधन दे रहे हैं। इजराइल के पास से वो खेती की वो जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो भी एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए और जो वैज्ञानिक है वो भी करना चाहिए। जापान के पास कम संख्या वाले प्रदेश में काफी तरह से विज्ञान का प्रचार हुआ है, और मैं कहूंगा कि हिंदुस्तान के युवाओं में वो पोटेंशियलिटी है कि सारे विश्व में अपनी ताकत हम बता सकते। आप देखेंगे इसरो ने क्या किया, सारे वर्ल्ड में किसी ने नहीं किया था। वो मिसाइल में से 104 उपग्रह उन्होंने सारे विश्व में छोड़ दिए, सारे अवकाश में छोड़ दिए, जो आज तक विश्व में किसी ने नहीं किया। वो पोटेंशियलिटी वो इसरो में है। मैं यहाँ कहूंगा कि ये सब विद्यार्थी ने आप भी कर सकते हैं। हम इजराइल से प्रेरणा लेंगे, हम जापान से प्रेरणा लेंगे, हम कोई भी राष्ट्र, उत्तर कोरिया जो एटॉमिक एनर्जी में आगे बढ़ रहा है, उससे भी प्रेरणा लेंगे। ऐसा मत समझो कि हिंदुस्तान के वैज्ञानिकों में ताकत नहीं है। यहाँ बैठे हुए भारत रत्न आदरणीय राव साहब अपने सामने बैठे हैं, उसी पर से देख लेना चाहिए। इतना भारत रत्न का इनकम मिला तो भी एक कॉमन मैन की तरह अपने सामने बैठा है। उसे के मन की मस्ती एक ही है, मैं राष्ट्र के लिए जाऊंगा, राष्ट्र के लिए मरूंगा। मित्रों, टेक्नोलॉजी और संशोधन दोनों साथ में चलना चाहिए। आज हम देखते हैं सभी के पास मोबाइल फोन है, एप्पल का है। एप्पल की थियरी अमेरिका ने प्राप्त की है और बनाते कहाँ है, चाइना में बनाते हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी वहां पर है। मैं कहूंगा कि हिंदुस्तान के पास वो थियरी भी है और टेक्नोलॉजी भी है। ये दोनों का समय करके हम सब साथ में मिलकर अपने राष्ट्र के लिए क्या करना चाहिए, उसी के लिए सब वैज्ञानिक आगे बढ़ेंगे तो हमारे देश की काफी उन्नति होगी। आइए हम सब साथ मिलकर साइंटिस्ट है उसी को अच्छी तरह से प्रोत्साहन देके हम भारत के दुख दरिद्र और जो कंगालिय स्थिति है उसमें से अच्छी तरह प्राप्त करेंगे। मैं कहूंगा कि आप सब कर्नाटक में से ये राव के पास से प्रेरणा लेना, स्वामी विश्वेश्वरैया के पास से प्रेरणा लेना, इजराइल के पास से प्रेरणा लेना, जापान के पास से प्रेरणा लेकर हम हिंदुस्तान की तासीर बदल सकती है। ऐसे युवाओं में ताकत है। आइए हम सब मिलकर भारत की बहुत सेवा करें और इस सेवा के लिए आपको ईश्वर, साइंटिस्टों को ईश्वर बहुत शक्ति आपे। इसी शुभकामना के साथ मैं मेरा मंतव्य पूर्ण करता हूँ। धन्यवाद। भारत माता की, भारत माता की जय जोरदार बोलाना। हम राष्ट्र के लिए जिएंगे, हम राष्ट्र के लिए मरेंगे। भारत मेरी माता है, मेरी जननी है, मेरी मातृभूमि है। जरा आवाज जोरदार निकालिए, भारत माता की। और जोरदार एक दफे, भारत माता की। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. Now I request the Honorable President of India to deliver the convocation address. Sir, please.
Good afternoon. Distinguished Governor of Karnataka, Shri Vajubhai Abdullah Bhala, Distinguished Chief Minister of the State of Karnataka, Shri Siddaramaiah, Professor Anurag Kumar, Director, IISc Bangalore, Professor M.K. Surappan, Dean, Shri V. Rajaranjan, Registered, Professor Anjali Karande, Dean, dear students, distinguished faculty members, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I find Bharat Ratna C.N.R. Rao in the audience. I express my deep appreciation to him, the man who devoted his entire life for the cause of science and its promotion. It's my great privilege to be present amidst you, dear students and distinguished faculty members, on the day of your convocation in this Institute of Science, Bangalore. Convocation is an important landmark in the life of an academy, both for the students and faculty members. For the students, it provides some sort of satisfaction for their hard work over the years to achieve the coveted degrees and awards for which they worked. For the faculty members, the reason of satisfaction, the time, energy they invested in their students, and they also wanted to instill the capacity, the skill which they require to get themselves ready for the future activities, and in the hard real life they feel satisfied that their efforts have been successful. All of you are fully aware of the history of this 108 years old institution, which was established by some visionaries. J.N. Tata, Maharaja of Mysore, and the government of India made their contributions to establish this higher learning of science and technology. Over the last 109 years, it has attracted many brilliant personalities as faculty members, administrators, directors, and head of the departments. I'm just mentioning one person because when I was a young man, just entering into the teaching profession in a degree college, he was an icon to all of us, both as an eminent scientist and engineer, and also an excellent teacher who communicated thoroughly with his students. His name was Dr. J.C. Ghosh. In the 40s, he was in this university, in this institution. When IITs were established, he was the first director of Kharagpur IIT. And a time came when his services were needed for the larger public purpose, and in those days, which was a very prestigious position, membership of the Planning Commission, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru invited him to join the Planning Commission, but the resistance came from the students, and ultimately Jawaharlal Nehru decided to go to Kharagpur to talk to the students, and finally they convinced and gave a tearful adieu to their director. I think the type of teachers which Chief Minister was talking of, Professor J.C. Ghosh is one such example. During the last 5 years, as the visitor of more than 114 central institutions, including these prestigious institutions, I have hammered on one subject, that is the quality of our educational institutions. No doubt, in the last couple of years, there has been substantial expansion in the physical infrastructure of our higher learning. Right now, where I am speaking before you, there are 760 universities, more than 38,600 degree colleges. No doubt it has provided access to large number of students who earlier could not have the access to higher education. This is important, but it is equally important that they must receive quality education so that they can stand in the hard world to compete with others and make their presence felt. As per the statistics available, we have large manpower and young manpower. By 2020, 50% of our population would be 25 years or less than that. Compared to the aging population, average aging population, age of the population, 46 in USA, 42 in Europe, 48 in Japan. In India, it will be 27. So we have the opportunity to capture the world job market. And that speaks of our demographic dividend. But I'm scared this demographic dividend may convert into demographic liabilities if we do not provide them inputs which improve their skill and employability. They may cause an explosive situations. So the planners, leaders, and administrators in our higher educational system will have to think of
how quickly we can resolve this immense problem, and I wholeheartedly appreciate and support the initiative taken by the government, and which should be expedited as fast as possible by skill development of 500 million people by 2030. It should be implemented with all earnestness. An inspired teacher. Chief Minister very rightly raised the question, what is the definition? What is the identification? To my mind, an inspired teacher is who ignites the imagination of a young mind, raises the curiosity in him which is latent, by his conduct, by his example, he influences the young minds, and who want to follow the teachers in their later lives. I do feel, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, he is an ideal teacher, and he not only teaches, but he inspires others how to teach, how to ignite the imagination of the young minds. Your institution, I am deeply satisfied that as visitor of this institute, I have several meetings with the Vice Chancellors, directors, but this is my last visit to a central institute as 13th President of the Republic, and I am concluding it with an institution which has made India proud. Not only nationally, as per our framework of excellence by HRD Ministry, Bangalore stood both 2 years, 2016 and 17, as the best university in India. But not only internal rating, even external ratings. Some American international rating agencies, they have rated Bengaluru IISc as the 5th amongst the young universities. Young, of course, in their standards, because there are certain universities in the world, all of them are not of excellence, but their age-old fame. For example, Istanbul University, Oxford, Cambridge, they have completed some 400 years, some 500 years. Therefore, I am glad to have this opportunity to see the mighty minds, the gleaming eyes, sparkling with expectations, and most important, the confidence which their faculty members and guides, their teachers, have instilled in them, that they are not afraid to face the challenges of the real world, and they feel, yes, I am ready to face the challenges, I would overcome the challenges. And that is the job of an inspired teacher. I congratulate the faculty members of these prestigious institutions. With the growth of IT sector, and India occupies an important place, but I must remind the young minds that initial days we got some advantages because we were skilled in IT, others were not. Therefore, there is no point of saying that certain countries are changing their policies about the immigration, movement of the skilled personnel from one country to another, fear of losing jobs which were exclusively enjoyed by us in the initial years. We shall have to be ready for these type of challenges coming in the future, not from one or two countries, but from all over the world. Therefore, we require the excellent teachers, bright students, and conducive atmospheres, which are most important in the academic life. As I mentioned to you, 760 universities, including the deemed universities, are on roll nowadays. But I have visited a large number of them. Quite a few of them are lacking in essential infrastructures. We must have good quality laboratories. Our libraries must be full with the latest journals, because technology changes are proceeding in such a fasting scale that it is mind-boggling. What is relevant today, it may be irrelevant tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and we shall have to keep pace with it, particularly in the areas of IT. We shall always have to keep in mind that discovery of internet has the most profounding influence over the humanity, especially in the areas of knowledge, and which will percolate, actually percolating very fast in our day-to-day real life. Therefore, this is no longer a subject of theoretical discussion or for academic satisfaction, but this is a real problem which we ought to face. I am happy that one of the qualities for which Bengaluru is recognized, Bengaluru IISc, is its emphasis on research. I understand out of the 4,000 students, nearly 2,500 students are doing doctoral degrees, doctoral courses. Research is the most fundamental thing, research innovations, and which, I am sorry, not only in our academies, but also in our industry, we have neglected for too long. And unless we make investment in basic research, in innovation, I am sorry, we cannot make any further progress to see the type of India which we would like to see. I am reminded of an event of the 19th century. Later part of the 19th century, it is after the unification of Germany in 1871, and when Bismarck was the Chancellor, Kaiser Wilhelm I was the Emperor. Germany was late in joining the Industrial Revolution in Europe. But Bismarck wanted to make it up as fast as it can be. Large number of research institutions, laboratories were established by the industrialists in private sector initiatives. And one of them invited the Chancellor to visit. He went, visited, and then he asked the director, what is your capital output ratio? The investment which you are making in research? The director said maybe 1 out of 100. So Chancellor asked him, as Chancellor, I am asking you, why are you investing? Where the output result is 1 out of 100. The director replied confidently, "Sir, we are doing so. We are investing more and more because we know that one will not only make up, will make up substantially to move ahead and to grow." As a result, you see, just look back and reflect in your mind. A country which was devastated by 2 world wars, just within 100 years. First World War, Second World War. This is now 103rd year of the beginning of First World War. The country was divided. In the 80s it was unified once again. After 1871, United Germany was most powerful industrially, scientifically. World Wars had its devastating impact. And after the Second World War, the country was divided. East Germany, West Germany. Federal Republic of Germany, Democratic Republic of Germany. But after unification in 80s, the country is today such a solid foundation on economy that when the European crisis, first adverse impact is 2008 financial crisis, and thereafter 2009 onwards the Eurozone crisis. But one economy of Europe which stands erect and everybody is looking at it for the solution of the European crisis is German economy. The foundation is so firm, so deep, and only contribution of research and innovation. Therefore, in the presence of this prestigious institution, I would like to congratulate you for taking the initiative in research development. Most of the departments of yours related to, I think, 18 and 13 are science and engineering, and remaining are on other subjects. And the students coming out of it are occupying very high places. As all of you, I can tell you, your demand in the market would be much more. Whenever we go outside, we find large number of our Indian experts, managers, IIT graduates, IISc graduates, are demand to run the multinational companies all over the world. To face the challenges there, solve the problems of business and industry. And sometimes instant solution is called for. And Indian brain can respond to that. Therefore, what I am suggesting, that you may lead a very comfortable life abroad. You may earn huge amount of money, save quite a lot. Surely that makes your family, your relations happy, but equally make the country happy. Once I asked, while visiting that institute and IIT, "Mr. Director, what is the campus recruitment?" He smiled and told me, "Sir, as many as I can. Hardly anybody is left. Now, how many of them, if you have kept in track of their future course of action, devoted themselves, their mighty brains, committed minds, intellectual powers, How many of them devoted themselves in the research? Fundamental research. In later days, in their later life, unfortunately his response was not much encouraging. I want to change this picture, that Indian bright minds, they will definitely engage themselves in fundamental research, basic science. Of course, inputs are needed, infrastructures are required, conducive atmosphere is to be created. But at the same time, we should not forget that in free India, in the 30s of the last century, C.V. Raman got the Nobel Prize in Physics. In British India, surely infrastructural facilities, conducive atmosphere was not as it was then available in Europe. But dedication, commitment paid him. And after that, more than 80 years have passed. Several Indian scientists have received Nobel Prize. Dr. Amartya Sen in economics, or Hargobind Khurana, Chandrasekhar. All of them are Indian graduates, products of Indian universities, either Calcutta or Madras. Hargobind Khurana is of Punjab University. But when they got Nobel Prize? When they were working abroad, when they were teaching abroad. That means in our higher learning institutions, we cannot create that type of conducive atmospheres which can retain these talents. This is also a serious challenge to our planners, administrators, and economists and scientists. Dear students, once again I congratulate you for your success. I do wish you all very happy, prosperous, and at the same time very productive and fruitful life. Productive and fruitful not merely getting comforts for themselves or their family members, but productive for making contribution in the nation building. Mr. Director, I apologize to you because I have deviated a little bit from my written text, which is not the practice in the convocation address, but I am leaving my written address to you as the convocation address, and pardon me for my making little departure from all these points are there, but surely the language is not the same. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.
धन्यवाद माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी। अंत की ओर बढ़ते हुए मेरी पूर्व स्नातक संकाय की अध्यक्षा से ये विनती है कि आप धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव प्रदान करें।
I feel privileged to have been entrusted with the pleasant task of proposing a vote of thanks on behalf of the Institute. First and foremost, we are grateful to the Honorable President, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, for gracing the convocation and for his enlightening address. We are indebted to the Honorable Governor of Karnataka, Shri Vajubhai Vala, and the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri Siddaramaiah, for their gracious participation. We are grateful to Professor Siana Rao, Professor Padmanabhan, and Professor Balram for their kind presence. We are deeply indebted to the Council Chairman, Professor Ramarao, and the members of the Council for their continued valuable advice. We are grateful to the Government of India for generous support to our institute and to the Government of Karnataka for all their help. Finally, I thank our Director, Professor Anurag Kumar, the Deputy Directors, the Deans of Science and Engineering Faculty, the Registrar, the Associate Deans of the Undergraduate Program, all IISc faculty, officers and staff of the administration, especially the academic section, the security officers, the staff, all student volunteers, the graduating students and their parents for facilitating the conduct of this very memorable convocation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our registrar to declare the convocation 2017 closed.
I declare the Convocation 2017 of the Indian Institute of Science closed.
धन्यवाद कुल सचिव महोदय जी। अब मेरा सभी सभाजनों से मानपूर्वक अनुरोध है कि आप राष्ट्रगान के लिए खड़े हो जाएं। Jai Hind. The audience is requested to remain standing at their respective places until the Honorable President leaves.